let's have a warm heart welcome for my friend and teacher, Desda Zuckerman.
Hi! Hello, Friday Anatomy. All right, we're here. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I used to do this class live in the local Unity Church years ago, and it was always a wild, fun time. So I'm hoping we can bring it here to this online environment and share the energy of this wonderful work with people all over the world. I see so many of my students here. It's wonderful. Thank you all for coming. I'm so happy to see you all. Each one of you brings something spectacular into the world. And thank you. Thank you so much for discovering this work and for coming into my world. I appreciate it a lot. What do you want to know about? Did you bring your questions? I'm ready to go. So I hope you are. And Cheryl and I have been preparing for this. She's got all the slides together for the pictures. So we're really ready. And I want to say that nothing is off limits. And I think it'd be a good idea if we could get a general feeling for what system you guys are interested in. So I'm going to call out a system, and if you really want to know a lot more about it, wave your hand. Okay, you ready? Layers. Okay, a couple of people. Template. A couple of people. All right. Blended energy system. Oh, you're feeling good about that one. Bones of light. Okay, I love it. And you can vote more than once. Elimination system. Okay. Harmonizing network. Oh. Electromagnetic field, the human electromagnetic field. Oh, it's kind of a tie between the HEMF and the harmonizing network. So let's do both. How about that? All right, and I will answer questions about other systems. So don't hold back, but I'll kind of focus myself on the electromagnetic field and the harmonizing network. So let's start with the human electromagnetic field. What are your questions about it? What are the things that are really up for you around the human electromagnetic field? A lot of times we think of the HEMF as the aura. That's the word that's been traditionally used for the electromagnetic field, and it's a reflective field. It reflects the physical health and well-being. Yeah, it does. I just have to say a shout out to Hosanna, my girlfriend. Hi there. So I want you guys to think deeply about what it is that you don't understand about your own electromagnetic field and ask me a question. Start now. Let's go. I'm ready. Nothing? How about those people who voted for it? You must have something. Dr. Brian says, I was wondering more in general how our world drugs, legal and illegal, and our artificial environment affect the structure. I know from personal experience that electricity affects my field. That's a great question and a great direction to take, because everybody in our culture pretty much is taking substances into their body, whether it be coffee in the morning, a glass of wine, an aspirin, or antibiotics. We're all taking these drugs, and there's a lot of drug use right now, especially a lot of microdosing. So that's going on too. And all of this affects us. Everything affects us. We are not what I would call insensitive. We are sensitive, and we pick up everything. Our electromagnetic fields do respond to electricity. We have the ability to stick parts of our electromagnetic field into the sockets in our house and start downloading the electrical field from the grid in our area. Some people may wonder why they're electromagnetic sensitive. That might be part of the problem right there. I think a lot of people are really tuned into electricity. I mean, we're the generation, our generation, my generation, I should say, we're the first TV kids, you know, the ones who sat in front of those, God knows how much EMF pollution those put out. We sat in front of 14-inch screens, little black and white, giant TVs, and we watched TV. And as we got older, all of us watched a lot of TV. So we watched TV, we went to movie theaters, we drove in cars that create huge electromagnetic, energetic fields. We have relationships with other people who are creating fields as well. So we're constantly in a kind of electromagnetic swirl. And what we want to do a lot of times is calm it down, right? We want to calm the energy down. So what do? We have a glass of wine, we smoke some pot, you know, we take a gummy, we cool the energy down. We isolate, we stay away from the people that we like or don't like. We stop work, we turn off. We sleep too much, we eat too much. So all of these things are part of coping with electromagnetic overload, actually. Anxiety is one of the symptoms of electromagnetic overload. And our experience in this world dilutes the power of the electromagnetic field to hold our own personal chi. So we start experiencing electromagnetic overload really early in our lives. Like I see little kids with HEMFs that are just beat up, that look really funky. And the more exposure you've had to things like X-rays or body scans or MRIs or, you know, those kinds of medical interventions, the weaker you get as a kid. So put off those X-rays as long as you can with children and allow yourself to understand that, you know, what the doctor says is necessary may not always be absolutely necessary. So question everything. Question everything. It's just wise. It's smart. It's smart to do that for yourself. It's smart to do that for kids. So the question that Brian asked was really around, you know, substances and taking things into our body and how does that affect the whole structure. So the electromagnetic field is the part that is most dramatically affected by substances. And what happens is that we get a kind of beat up electromagnetic field. We have the ability to recover. And we do. Like, for example, have you ever gone to the beach after you've had a whole lot of exposure to computers and phones? And have you ever just gone to the beach and felt restored by the ionic balance? You know, that is your electromagnetic field getting repaired, getting restored. And it's a nice, natural, healthy, and kind of holy way. David Cohen, I love you. Hi. One of my oldest friends right there. And Rosie, hi. You guys are surprising me. Hello. Yeah, so the world is sending us messages all the time. We're absorbing it, we're using it, our field is experiencing it. And what happens is the electromagnetic field is supposed to be your own chi storage unit. You know, it's your chi field. So when you start absorbing the electromagnetic impulses of the planet, all of a sudden your own personal chi field starts to get less and less powerful. It becomes depleted. It starts leaking. And there's a lot that can go wrong with the electromagnetic field. There's a lot of things that can happen. And the biggest thing right now in our culture, guess what it is? Anxiety. What were you going to say, Brian? You said something. I couldn't hear you. What did you say? Okay, you'll have to come off mute.
I was just going to say cell phones, but you're right. Anxiety is what I see in my practice most.
Yeah. So this is the thing that most of us are dealing with. We're dealing with other people who have anxiety, and maybe we're dealing with anxiety ourselves. So stress and anxiety are like sisters. You know, they're sisters that never separate. They're always together. So you have to ask the question, what kind of stress is causing the anxiety? And I have to tell you that my experience of over 30 years of practice and over 60 years of watching is that stress and anxiety are together, and stress comes from anxiety. Anxiety is the first thing that arises, and stress follows almost immediately. So when we are stressed, it's primarily because we don't have enough electromagnetic energy in that chi field. It's because it's crashed. The field itself has crashed. And we haven't had an opportunity to repair it, to restore it. So the answer is to how do I deal with my anxiety, or how do I deal with my stress, or how do I deal with substances and electromagnetic pollution? The first answer is electromagnetic balance. How do we find balance? We find balance by absorbing and using proactive, recreative energies. And that's what we've discovered with sacred anatomy energy medicine, is this wonderful use for all of these energies that are all around us, and the energies that we specifically use to rebuild the electromagnetic field. There's one called the Attitude of the Strength of Archangel Michael that supports the containing membrane of the electromagnetic field. And there's another one called Human Electromagnetic Field Radiance that actually rebuilds that electromagnetic field. But before you do those things, you need to clear out the debris. So can we see a picture of the electromagnetic field? Okay, there's the electromagnetic field, that green blob in the center. Now, not everybody's green. Everybody's a different color. In fact, we are unique. Each of us has got a wild presentation. Some of us are bright blue, and some of us are orange, and some of us are splashes of green and mint colors together with turquoise, and we have all different colors. But this is the electromagnetic field, and it contains 10 reflective chakras and 4 reflective layers. Those silver tethers that anchor it in the middle are almost like they're like little anchors tethering the electromagnetic field in the center, but they're almost like a connection to the outer part of this, out into the world. So when the energy of the electromagnetic field goes out into the world, it can take the form of one of those silver tethers going out and putting it right into a light socket. So that's what you have to look for. You have to look for when you're doing healing work with the electromagnetic field. Can we see the dirty field? Do you have the dirty field? Oh, there we go. So there's the dirty atrium mouth. That's what most people look like. You see the monitor screen right in front of the chest. There it is. And then there's black dots all over the place. That's what dirty electromagnetic energy looks like. And this guy's should have a bright turquoise field. He should look like that. But he's dense. He's less capable of calling on his own resources. So the chi field is the resource field. Come back to me now, Cheryl. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff coming up in the chat. I want to look at it. I don't want to.
Elisa asks,
Yeah.
Could you please explain the difference about HEMF signatures and other signatures as influences on our daily life?
Well, when you sit in a chair for a period of time, whether it be 10 minutes or 10 hours, that chair holds your signature. So when you stand up and walk away, somebody else comes down and sits in that chair, they're going to be feeling and sensing your energy in the chair because you've left an electromagnetic imprint or signature on the chair. Now, the thing that's so interesting is that we, we get on and off of buses, in and out of taxis. We go to movie theaters and to theaters. We go all over the place and sit in chairs and seats that other people have sat in. I bet you'd like to know what to do if you go to a theater. How to sit down in the chair. Well, it's really simple. You just take your hand and you smack it. You smack the chair and you dissipate the energy because that does it. Signatures from the electromagnetic field don't require a whole heck of a lot of energetic to remove them. Just a whacking of the chair will break it up. So clapping will, but you don't want to clap in the middle of a public place. So you can just hit it a couple of times like you're fluffing a pillow. And that'll help you when you sit down. Now, if you go to, Nisa asked about hotels. So when you go to a hotel and you're going to sleep in a bed where God knows how many people have slept, right? How many of you are just creeped out by that? I am. I'm very creeped out by that. So what I do at a hotel is I throw the covers back and I take a couple of hangers from the closet and I hit the bed with the hangers. And I go around the other side and I hit the pillows and then I put the covers back on and I hit them. Yeah. And then I call on universal love and light to make a big column of light through the bed. And I sleep like a baby in hotels. So you got a paddle there, huh? So you can do a lot of things to clear those kinds of things, chairs and beds. But what about people? What about all those sticky people that you encounter who are clinging to you, who are glomming on in some way, and who affect your electromagnetic field and make you feel less capable? Well, the best thing I can suggest is to remember who you are. I know that sounds really simple, right? But it's not. Remember that you are a manifestation of divine light. And remember that at your center, you are that divine light. And that divine light is shining out. So let's just do that right now. Let's all remember right now that at my center, I am a manifestation of divine light. Now take a deep breath and allow that light to simply shine forth. And allow it to just fill your body. Fill your head, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest, your belly, your gut, your whole back, your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, feet, toes. And then allow that light to move right out into your skin and then right out into every hair on your body. And now that light will radiate into your electromagnetic field. See it in your electromagnetic field. Feel it in your electromagnetic field. And feel it pushing out of the electromagnetic field anybody and everybody that is not you. Anybody and everybody that's not you. So just take a deep breath. Sort of reclaim your own energy space. And remember, it's just 2 to 4 feet, maybe 6 feet out from your physical body. is your electromagnetic field. So you want to reclaim that part of yourself. And that is your chi field right there. That's your chi field. So your electromagnetic field extends right out from your physical body. And some people's go way out, like 10, 12, 15 feet. But what we advise is for people to keep their electromagnetic fields fairly tight, like 2 to 4 feet. So if you think your electromagnetic field is like way, way, way out there, just reach to the right and left side of your physical body. Put your hands on the handles there. There are handles there. And just take a deep breath and say, come in to 4 feet. Come into 4 feet. And then up and down. There's a handle above you and below you. Come into 4 feet. And then front and back. There's a handle in front and back. Come into 4 feet. So now you're surrounded by a field that is really holding you. How does that feel to you? How does that feel to you? Tell me how it feels. Good, says Claudette. All right. I'd love to know. Put your hand up and share how you feel. Yeah, Elizabeth, let us know.
No, I was actually, I wasn't exactly raising my hand. I was just.
Oh, you were just doing the exercise.
But what I typically do is I typically pull in the field only from the left to the right. And I realized that the top and the bottom is way further away, which is why I was repeating it. So that was really nice.
Oh, excellent. That's fantastic.
Before I make house visits or anything like that, I just go left and right. But okay, there's more to be done.
Yeah, up, down, front, back.
Yeah.
And then what happens is your field tightens up around you, and then you have access to more energy. You have personally can access your reserves. Because that's the function of the chi field. The function of the chi field is not to take care of other people. Like, you're not meant to give your energy away to other people. You're meant to stand in witness and love with other people. But that doesn't mean you're meant to give them your chi. You need your chi so you can be of service in the world. You can't do much without it. Dave.
Yes.
Hi, honey.
Hi, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you.
I meditate regularly, and one of the places where I meditate, part of my exercise is to extend my energy field very widely in all 6 directions. It never occurred to me to bring it back in. And I thought, I'm helping the planet, I'm helping my neighborhood, I'm helping the space that I'm in. But when you had us consolidated, I felt more balanced.
Awesome.
Stable. So should I, when I expand like that, follow it by bringing it back close to me?
You know what I'd invite you to try? I mean, and this is totally up to you, but I would try extending my love and compassion, but not extending my field. So just allow love and compassion to be like a huge bubble that goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Make that be what you share. Whereas your personal energy, your chi, that's meant for you. That's meant to heal you, to restore you, to keep you alive, you know? And so that energy needs to stay close. But if you incorporate in that, like all this love and compassion, I know you feel for everybody. So just take a deep breath and let it flow out and get as big as possible, but keep that electromagnetic field tight. So this is an error, I think. I mean, in all humility, I think it's an error that a lot of healing systems have made, that the healer uses their own energy to shift people or to shift things. And I think it's an incomplete education for people to understand who they actually are. So who are we? What are we? We are energy fields. We are light beings. We are the manifestation of divine source in a physical form that is doing work in the world. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're extending your love and compassion and soulful energy that you have so in abundance. And you're feeling whatever, going out into the whole world and into the cosmos with that. That doesn't have to, you don't have to worry about that. That's pretty unlimited too. So, but your personal energy, that's not unlimited. It's reflective of your physicality. Thanks for asking that amazing question. That was awesome. That was just beautiful. It's so good to see all you guys with your electromagnetic field. So what this Diane says, I'm curious. Oh gosh, there's so many questions here. Cheryl, can you help me out?
Yes, Diane says, I'm curious about the reflective nature of the HEMF or human electromagnetic field, especially how the HEMF might hold and then reflect past trauma or injury back into the physical body, thus perpetuating trauma reactions in the physical system.
Wow, leave it to you, Diane. You always come up, whoa. Good question, and it takes us right into a very sophisticated place. So strap on your seatbelt, because here we go. So the electromagnetic field is reflective of the health and well-being of the physical body. So that's what we say when we say the reflective nature, the reflective anatomy. So the electromagnetic field overlays the subtle energy field of the sacred anatomy. So you have two types of energy. You have subtle energy and you have electromagnetic energy. And the electromagnetic energy overlays the subtle and is influenced by it. Your physical body is electromagnetic in nature. So you have a physical electromagnetic body and you have an electromagnetic energetic field that can be, tested by science. So we have this field, right? And it is reflective of the physicality. So let's just say you have a heart event. That heart event is going to impact the electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field may, not always, but may hold that heart event as a lesson to the survival of the physicality. Like, this was scary, this was dangerous, my heart almost stopped, my energy structure remembers what my physicality went through. So does your physical body, right? Your physical body may ache and you may feel wounded in parts of your physical body from this heart event. So your electromagnetic field is sharing that. Now let's say your physical body begins to recover, you get better, you do whatever you need to do to recover, and a year later you're really a lot better. But your electromagnetic field is still hanging on to the event that occurred. So you know how it is, how it is when you feel anxious about like an event reoccurring. Like anybody who's had cancer, nervous, it's going to come back. Anybody who's had a heart event, you're nervous, you're going to get it again. Anybody who's had a stroke, you're nervous, you're going to get it again. It's part of the human condition. We learn from the bad things that happen to us as if they are Velcro and stick to us. So only the bad teaches us in this way. The good doesn't teach us that way. The good shines on us and it slips off us and we forget it happened. But the bad sticks to us like Velcro. So here we are. We've had this memory, this event. My electromagnetic field is kind of holding on to it. So what you need is a more holistic type of healing. Healing is not just about repairing the physicality. It's not just about the psyche. It's not just about emotional release or emotional content that might be held in an event. It's also about the spirit. So how can you spiritually move yourself on from a traumatic physical event? Well, first of all, you have to allow that you are in attunement with that spirit, that energy that's within you, within your heart, within your mind, and your body, and your spirit is light shining forth. So remember the exercise we did, the light shining forth. And so as the light shines forth from your innermost being, it is amplified in your electromagnetic field. So because that light has an electrical quality, as you shine it forth, there's a buzz that happens in the electromagnetic field. So when you're in the middle of the buzz, when you're in the middle of shining that light forth, forgive your physical body for what it did. So if you broke your leg, if you had a heart event, if you have a virus or an illness, forgive your body for the thing that went wrong. So forgiving your body, not forgetting it, but forgiving your body, loving your body, and loving yourself at a cellular level, going into every single cell of your body, bringing that light to every single cell of your body. So wherever the darkness is in your mind, bring the light there. Wherever the darkness is in your body, bring the light there. And what this does is radiates out into the electromagnetic field, and it will help resolve stored trauma in the electromagnetic. So this is why I tell people who are going to do energy work that they absolutely have to have a spiritual practice, because you cannot fake this. You can't phone it in. You actually have to show up and clear your mind of the kerfuffle and allow yourself to be present with the light as it emanates out. Do you guys want to try that right now? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So here we go. So everybody's had some kind of trauma, right? So what I want you to do is just remember that trauma. Just remember it. Take a second. Oh yeah, there was that trauma. Okay. Remember the light at the interior. You are a manifestation of divine light at the core of your being. And the core is expanding out and into your electromagnetic field. So you can feel the light filling your field. Know absolutely that the light is profoundly alive and that it's coming into this chi field that's all around your physical body. As it goes right through your physical body and moves into the chi field, you can feel the electromagnetic energy, not only in your physical body, but all around you. And you can feel it start to buzz. As you place your awareness on it, it will wake up. So now what I want you to do is bring your awareness to the accident, injury, or issue that you're thinking about that's a trauma, and just bring it present at the same time that you're feeling all this light. So just incorporate that into the light. Allow the light to permeate that trauma and the memory of it, that trauma memory, filling it with light. And you can even call on the divine light of heaven. You can call on source light. You can call on universal love and light. And you can ask them to fill your electromagnetic field. So you have extra light coming in, not just what's emanating out of you, but also what's coming from the universe. And filling you up with this light, allow the trauma to simply dissipate. And now go to your physical body. Put your hand on your heart. I love every cell in my body. Say it out loud. I love my physical body. I love every part of my physical body. And you can say, especially the place where there is damage or injury. I love that part even more. Take a really big breath. And as you exhale, feel the light filling your electromagnetic field. Feel the trauma memory just dissipated. And feel the whole electromagnetic field healing from that trauma memory. It's completely releasing. So take a deep breath now, knowing absolutely that you're held in the light of all creation. Integration and blending, and take a deep breath, accepting just the possibility that you're able to release trauma. Not have to analyze it, not have to process it, not have to re-experience it. Take another deep breath and just let yourself stand tall in the world, delivering your message, bringing forth your truth. And now breathe into your heart and feel that beautiful heart energy open, 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 sending all that electromagnetic reserve into your chi field, your heart beating, firing in every single cell of your body. And now stabilizing you completely with the green light of stabilization, with integration and blending. How are you feeling? Yeah, that felt good, didn't it? Did you feel like you were actually able to touch that trauma and watch it just dissipate? Do you feel that? Did you have that experience? If you didn't have that experience, let me know, and we'll see what else we can do. Claudette,
Well,
you didn't have that
since
experience.
I just broke my leg a week ago, the trauma's pretty, the cast is on, pretty specific. So I've been wanting desperately to know how to heal it. So I did it, and I'm sending it there, which feels like a little buzz, but when it's so fresh, can you just keep sending it day after day?
You can do it all day long. Don't stop. You know, when I have an injury in my body, it's 24/7. You know, because you never ever really want to stop radiating that kind of light.
Right.
But to specifically send it to your leg, keep it up.
I will. Will it heal faster? Yes.
Yes, it will. It just does. I get those reports all the time from all of the practitioners I've trained. They reach back to me and say things like, I can't believe how fast this person's healing. It really is true. Anybody else? I'd love to hear what happened for you during that exercise. I'm trying to see everybody here.
Well, Rosie says it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, the feeling of the trauma itself. So a new awareness there. And then Kirsten shared that she felt some muscle tensions from a decades old whiplash injury release. So
Wow.
some powerful shifts.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. And I'm sure other people felt things too. I'd be curious about what We should probably talk a little bit about the harmonizing network, though, because we have talked about the electromagnetic field a lot. You guys ready to move to that system? Yeah? Okay. So the harmonizing network, oh, one of my favorite things. Oh, Barbara Short says jaw pain went from an 8 to, what did she say? An 8 to
A 1
a 1?
on a pain scale of 1 to 10 from 8 to 1. That's wonderful.
Good work, Barbara. Just keep radiating that light. It doesn't hurt. One thing, you're not going to have it go the other way. It's not going to hurt more. It's always going to hurt less. Okay, so I have one more question. Can you talk about electrical versus subtle energy and how you define the difference? Kirsten, that's a big, long answer, and I don't have much time. So I am going to go into the harmonizing network. But I will remember that question for you, and we will talk about it. Okay? I will answer your question. All right, so let's go into the harmonizing network. Cheryl, can you show us a harmonizing network picture? The composite would be great. Okay, so this is complex. Thanks, Rosie. I'm glad you're having a good time. See this system? It's crazy. Look there at the black in the center. That's a little guy. That's your who you are. That's a torso and a head. So there's a whole lot going on in the harmonizing network, but fundamentally, what is going on in the harmonizing network is like a chemical system. So it's similar, you know. So there are these energies called the harmonizing energies, and there are 9 of them that are created in the sacred anatomy. And where they're created is in the harmonizing network. And the harmonizing network has these energies and then disperses them throughout the structure. So if you look at the big oval that goes from the top of the structure to the bottom, can you see that? That's the, yes, that's the blended energy system where it makes the harmonizing energy for the blended energy system. So each system has a harmonizing energy. There you go. And then there's one that crosses, an oval that crosses, and then another oval that crosses. They look like paper clips, kind of. And those are for the illumination system and the bones of light. And then there's one at the very center of the structure that's like almost like a belt. That's for the template, which is the nervous system. And then there is the one in the middle that looks kind of like a walnut, you know, like 2 paper clips next to each other. That is the electromagnetic field harmonizing energy. And then up at the top, there's a circle, and that's the harmonizing network, harmonizing energy. And then way down at the bottom, there's like a figure 8, and that is the what's called harmonizing blend. That's where that's created. So come back to me and let's talk a little bit about these crazy energies. So we create these 9 fundamental energies, and the other one that's not on that picture is what's called harmonizing the surrounding universal. And that's created in the 9th chamber, which is the human universal resonating chamber, which is the one that connects us all. So harmonizing energies have sound, and they have a smell that go with them. They have a scent and a noise that they make. So these energies are actually sound. They're sound waves, sound frequencies, but they're outside of the electromagnetic spectrum. So they're not made the same way as like if I were hitting a note on a piano. That isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about otherworldly sound, or the music of the spheres, if you will. And we contain those sounds within us, and those sounds are the glue that hold us together. So the subtle structure is based on sound and sound frequency, which is why we're so dramatically impacted by music and tone, and why beating of drums and singing and simple woodwind instruments, the first musical instruments that humans made, they were used as healing tools first. We are healed by sound. We are healed by sound, and we are harmed by sound. Very discordant sounds can be very distressing for people. I don't know about you, but when somebody makes a loud noise behind me, I'm always frightened by it. The sound of it. So I think the hardest part of describing the harmonizing network is to really get across just how huge it is, how profound it is, and how inside of us it is. So every single cell in your body is surrounded by harmonizing energies. Every part of your physical anatomy is harmonizing with the sacred anatomy, with the subtle structure. Every part of you is also in tune with the electromagnetic field. So we are in tune with the two energies that make us up, the subtle energy and the electromagnetic energy. So when we talk about the harmonizing network, what we're really talking about is a symphonic experience, because all 9 sounds are sounding in different ways, in different systems at once. Just taking a single system, it is sounding all kinds of notes. There's a general tonal, chordal structure that exists for that particular system. But each part of the system is blending with that overarching chordal foundation. So when we have a part of our structure that's not working well, like for example, Claudette's poor leg, it's not working normally right now. Her leg is discordant. It's in discord. It's making a strident noise. And part of healing can be soothing the body with sound. So that's why sound healing is so profound and so effective, and can also be damaging. It's important to realize that just because sound is great for us doesn't mean it can't hurt us, because it can. It actually can harm people. So it's important whenever you do anything to do it in moderation, not go whole hog. Do everything in moderation. Walk the middle path. It's always the smart choice. So when we do sound healing, when we're listening to tones, to start, we should listen to a single tone, a single sound, not a whole lot of sounds. I am forever remembered what's his name? Aldous Huxley. He took LSD. So he took LSD. He sat down at a piano and he played middle C, and he sat there for 9 hours. Just listening to that noise. Now, I'm not suggesting you run out and take LSD and play the piano, but what I can tell you is that it's that impactful. It's that impactful. Sound is that impactful that it resonates in every single cell of our bodies, and we feel it throughout. So that's what's holding us together, is sound. Has anybody got any questions about this as I'm prattling on? I don't want to ignore the questions. So if you have one, raise your hand. Ask away. Anything. Nothing is not, is unimportant.
Christina and Pat have their hand up.
Great. Christina, hi.
My question is, what is, does something get into the harmonizing network, or is it just, I guess I'm like, what's inside of it? Is it, I know you said it's sound, but is there energy that goes into it that produces it? I guess I'm just confused.
What happens is the tracks, those tracks that I showed you in the picture, frequencies are created by movement on the tracks. So this is really hard because the language that I'm using is the language of the material world, and it's English, which is not the best language. But it just isn't for talking about spiritual things. It's probably Sanskrit is a better one. but here we are. So there's a kind of friction that's created when particular frequencies fall into the circuit. And it begins as a source light and transforms into a harmonizing energetic as it's flowing in the circuit that is there. And it's exciting because that circuit delivers to the parts of the structure that were related to that system. So there are 7 systems, there are 7 circuits, and then there's an 8th circuit called the harmonizing blend, which is kind of like spinal fluid. It's throughout the hubs in the structure, and it resonates differently. So all of these circuits make a sound, and it's like the foundation, the primordial sound, the fundamental. So like when you're looking at straight music, you're looking at the key of C, the key of D, the key of E. So it's like that. They're different. It's like they're different keys. Like they're different keys within the structure. But they play together to create the symphony that is you. Pat.
So if, like I work with sound a lot with clients, and, I found different frequencies do different things. I mean, they're actual tuning forks. They're not music of the spheres. I haven't got that down yet. But how do you determine what frequencies or even types of sounds resonate with a given person or a given situation?
Well, we've discovered that there are specific notes that can be sounded, like audially, that we can create. Like, for example, the basic note of the structure is G, and it's I'm going to say it's almost a G. It's close to G, because we're really working in microtones, but it's close to G. So if you want to really harmonize your body, I suggest you sing the note G, not high, but low. And you sing that note for as long as you can in long tones, and you use the syllable saw. Years ago, I studied Indian singing, and it blew my mind. It changed everything. So, saw on a G, and I always have a pitch pipe. I have a little pitch pipe. Saw is the sound. Just like you sing Om, Christina, just like Om, but you would say saw, and you sing a G note. So I don't have perfect pitch, but it's something like saw. That's not a G, but it's nearby.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So that's what I would do if I were you. Then that'll activate your harmonizing network and get you at least experiencing it a little bit, because, oh boy, it wants you to experience it. Well, this hour has flown by in lightning speed and enlightening, and I can't possibly answer every question, but what I want you to know is that I'm going to do this every month, totally free. Tell your friends, come hang out with me. The next one, let's see the slide if we could, the next one on July 19th. Yeah, here we go, July 19th. Bring your questions, think about it. Think about it and come. And then also you may want to start investigating the sacred anatomy even more. We have a class called the Sacred Anatomy Secret that's coming up on July 18th. So that's even the day before, and that's completely free. And that's the Sacred Anatomy, your powerful energy boundary, and it's a free intro experience. It's an introduction to the Edge class. The Edge class is teaching you how to be in your sacred anatomy, your subtle structure, and that class is starting in August. So the free introductory is July 18th. The class starts August 5th. And the fee for that is, you have an early bird discount of $333, and then it'll move up to $399 on July 25th. So come to this class and see if you can make your decision to come to the Edge class and start changing your life. After that, we offer Do You Need Energetic Hygiene, which is a free class on August 22nd. And it is really geared towards self-care, and you learn a ton in this first class. And then I open up the door to the class called Energetic Hygiene, and that starts September. So things are flying here. Show us the slide for energetic hygiene, Cheryl. Yeah, there you go. And it's another $333. And you learn to clear the energy structure. You learn to clear the layers, to bring in supporting energies, to conduct an emotional peel, to integrate shift and change. So those are really amazing. And don't forget to check out Amazon and see Your Sacred Anatomy. It's there on Amazon right now. And I hope I get to see you next month on the 19th for another Anatomy Friday. There'll be more, and get your questions ready early. Hit me with them right away. All right. Take care, everybody. Take care, and many blessings, lots of love. May you carry the light into the world, just like you've always done, but maybe with a little less stress and anxiety. Thanks, Tamara. That's sweet. Bye, everybody. Take care. Much love. And thanks to Cheryl and Bobby.